Welcome to the John Show with your host, John Doogie Clouser.
All right. What's going on, everyone? How are you? We are here on a new episode of the Juan Solo Show with me, your host, Juan D. Clouser. I'm fucking this whole thing up. What's going on, guys? How are you? So, yeah, I think it's the power of the glasses, man. And just, it's so funny. I absolutely love these sunglasses. I love them. I think they're the coolest fucking sunglasses in the sense of like how well they fit on your face and the ability to it's just like the niceness. It's just sleek glasses. Like to me, in my opinion, worth all the money. But the funny thing is I didn't spend that much money. So these are Oakley. I think razors are what, Premier? No, what is it? Prime. Like these prism glasses. They've been evolution. They've had these sunglasses forever. These type of sunglasses. Funny thing is, I was young. I was like, I don't know, probably like 12. I mean, I had to be like 11, 12 years old. Went to baseball camp. All the cool kids at this baseball camp, all the really good athletes there, they all had these sunglasses. And then one of the kids, he broke his broke somehow. I don't know how that happened, and he just like left him out in the field. And I just took him and I picked him up. I'm like, oh man, I always want a pair of sunglasses like these, always. And then you get older, you start getting like bills and responsibilities and things like that, and you kind of realize that you're like, I still want these things, but it's like I'd rather not spend the money on it. And they were always, because they start off like $220, $211, like was the cheapest, like $195, and I just there was no way in my mind I could ever grasp the idea of spending that much money on a pair of fucking sunglasses. It was just like, what the fuck? Well, I'm like, that is so much money. That is so much money. It's like, why would you spend that much money on a pair of sunglasses? It's just stupid. And to me, I'm like, that's just like, it's almost half rent or something or some kind. It's just silly, dumb, not worth it. The one day a couple weeks ago, I was just at work, and then Amazon sent me a message or an email, and then also like an alert or a notification on my phone saying that, hey, we have these Oakleys. And because I had found one for, I think, $90, and I even at that point I'm still like, still not, like, I don't want to spend that much money on a pair of sunglasses. And then this thing, it was like, I think it was $69. Then with like shipping was like 73 or something. It was something like that. And then like you could do like a payment plan, and I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm like, or do like a $15 a month, or no, yeah, $15 a month after paying like just like $23 down. And it was just, I'm like, all right, whatever. And so I just did that, and to me it was like the cheapest, easiest way of getting a pair. So because basically in my mind I was like, oh, I only paid $23 for a pair of Oakleys. And then like $15, like it's like whatever, and it's still the same. 69 is still like way too much money, or $73 is still way too much money for a pair of fucking sunglasses. But worth it though. After all things said and done, the biggest reason why you do it is like, for me, okay, I'm gonna take these off because I'm starting to feel like a douche. The big reason was this fact I've always just wanted them. I'm like, dude, John, you're almost 35. Just go ahead. Am I 30? Almost 35, 34? Yeah, 34. I don't know. The birthdays just all blend together now. And it's like, just do it, dude. Just do it. And then I wear them every day when I go and I golf. And it's great. There's just great sunglasses. Been working on my golf swing. I feel like my iron swing is back. I do. Kinda. It's just all over the place. I think it was just my footing, but I don't know. It's just one of those fucking things. And then you get bit by a I think it was just like a sweat bee or something. and now my leg itches. So it's just part of that life. Just well, here we are. We're alive. We're just killing it. Just doing our thing. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. Football season is in full swing. Holy shit, is it stressful? Fucking A, watching the Chiefs play yesterday. It was I was watching them, and that game was so goddamn stressful. Next thing I know, I drank like 6 beers in a football game, which is stupid as hell. And then I missed out the whole Rams game after that. And then I was like, well, fuck. And then I was just so goddamn tired that like I even missed out on a lot of the evening night game. It's like this is why, John. This is why you can't. This is silly. This is silly. It's. But it's like it was so easy because it was just like so stressful to watch football being played. It's hilarious. It's hilarious how I am. This is my my reality TV show, NFL football. But yeah, so life is good. The Rams lost yesterday, so they're 1-1. The Chiefs won yesterday, so they're 1-1. Steelers play tonight. Hopefully they can win. They play against the Browns. I don't know. For some reason, I don't know. I'm still like it's the fucking Browns. They can still shit the bed because they're the Browns. I will never ever be able to trust that organization with anything positive, anything productive. I'll never be able to do it. Can't do it. Just every turn, every chance they get the opportunity to do something humble or to be, possibly be, a decent organization, they just choose not to. And and the thing that makes me so mad is the fact that they have so much great history. And they have really actually pretty cool uniforms, in my opinion. Orange and brown, such weird colors to slam together that somehow they match really well. And it works. It can work. And then they have like that elf. They have so many different things. So like they're the Browns, which is just like the Browns because it was named after a dude. And then they have like the dog pound, but then they also have they have the elf. I can't remember the elf's name. What's elf name? Browns. It's like Larry the Elf or Brownie the Elf. Like it's a really interesting, cool mascot. And if like, hey, you've probably seen the meme that it shows that like if you were just to randomly go to this thing, you would have no idea what this organization is. Like they're the Browns, but there's a dog, and then there's an elf on their football field. Like in the center of the football field is the giant ass elf. Running with a football, and you're like, what in the hell is going on? And that's an awesome mascot. That's really cool. And you know how many things you could do with that? You could put that on a helmet. Well, fuck yeah, dude. You could have a jersey, and then there'd be the little Brownie the elf. Like he could be on it. Like there's so many cool things. But it's like they possibly got a guy who got like so many massages and just blew his load. It's just weird things and just awful running of the organization. And so it's just hard to really want to root for them in any way possible. And then, the Steelers have a lot of, don't get me started with all the Steelers stuff because so much history, great things. So much, it's like there's songs, like Rams don't have a song. Chiefs don't have a song. They just have a slightly racist chant. So to hear an organization have a song and you're like, holy hell, like, and everyone knows the words. It's like it's like the Grand Old Flag version of things. It's like, oh my, this is great. This is awesome. Coolest thing ever. One of the coolest things in the world. Coolest things in the world to witness. But yeah. Browns could have it with that goddamn elf, but same thing with like I don't understand why there's a team that don't have like the unicorns or have that as be one of their mascots. That one or a shark. There's so many opportunities with that. There's so many like it's such a crazy predator that everyone's fucking afraid of. going in the water and getting eaten by a shark. Everyone's scared of that. Everyone is. It's like, why is that not an NFL mascot? That could easily be something in it is, even college, they don't have any, they don't have a, but they have like a shit ton of owls. There's owls. Hell, there's a terrapin. That's a baby little turtle. Somehow that's ferocious. You know, it is what it is. It's just sports is weird in that sense as well. Just odd. It's the whole thing's odd. Having a mascot. I wonder, has that always been a thing? I guess that always has been a thing. Let's look that up. Has mascots always been in sports teams? Because sometimes I would assume they would be like go by cities. When did sports mascots start? Many sports teams mascots in the USA have official mascots, sometimes interactive costume humans or even live animals. One of the earliest was a taxidermy mount of a Chicago Cub in 1908. And later a living one was used in 1916 by the same team. Where did sports mascots originate? What is the history of mascots? According to the International University Sports Organization, the word mascot comes from the French term mascot, meaning lucky charm. Mascot. The word was first recorded in 1867 and popularized by the opera La Mascotte, performed in December 1880. Interesting. Did you know that? I didn't know any of that. None of that stuff I knew. None. Yeah. So don't when someone tells you that smoking pot is not healthy for you, don't listen to them, because it makes you think of weird things, like questions of like origin of a mascot. Like, had no idea. Has it? But now we know. How did mascots change in 1960? The change from the use of live animals into the modern cartoon, like three-dimension 3D style, was triggered by the invention of the puppets in the late 1960s. Today, mascots are used for state, countries, sports teams, community organizations, businesses, in the Olympics and Commonwealth Games. The reason why they're used is to bridge the gap between players and the fans. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. There's a common thing that makes sense, because if I'm from this city, you play for this team, you play for the Bears. I like the Bears. We're all the Bears. Okay, I guess that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Interesting. Aren't humans fascinating? We waste time on the weirdest of things. We just do. And then sometimes you go to a sporting event and you tear up like a little boy. It is hilarious and weird at the same time. At the very same time. So, what else? Dude, I don't know. I don't know where I have been, but dry fit polos are awesome. They're awesome. Like these ones, this is awesome. This is a great shirt. It breathes. You look nice even when you're trying to be sporty. I could tuck it in. I don't have to tuck it in. I can put pants on, and boom, I look good. I'm turning into an old man in this sense. It's just, what is this thing called golf? And I don't even do that much. I just hit the fucking ball a lot. But here I am, just playing golf. But yeah, it's like I hit that wind. That wind. I hit that wind. I guess that wall. That thing. I'm just really excited for football tonight. Because nothing's worse than when like there's a standalone game and you know it's going to be these two teams are going to be absolute dog shit. But hey, guess what? It's funny. It's like there's a lot of people I know that are Steelers fans and they don't have any faith in them. I do. I'm probably naive. I just want to see football. I'm like, you know what? Hey, guys. It's just one game. It was just one game. It's just one game. Just one game. Just one game. And it's the Browns, just one game. Like, everyone's crowning the Browns for some goddamn reason. I just can't stand them. I just can't stand it. Mostly kind of like how, I can't stand, people who want to be hippie. I get it. I understand. I get it. It seems cool. You can have tubs and hit them and make sounds and crystals and you can just like be free as a bird, just live one life. It's just, I get it. I get all that. But why is it that the first thing that always goes is the hygiene? It's always stop taking showers. It's like you can still would you just be more like, what's the word? You'd be more, thankful for them. You'd treat them better. You would find a way to be more hygienic with it. You just wouldn't just stop doing it. That doesn't help anything. And then that hippie spray. Good God, who I don't understand people who spray that and think it smells good, and people who put it on their body and think that that's something that people want to smell. It's worse than BO, in my opinion. That patchouli. Is it patchouli? I think that's what it is. What's that hippie spray? Hippie body spray. It's hippie. Yeah, it's like dirty hippie. It's like it's even called weird shit. What is that scent? Calming, earthly aroma. Perhaps patchouli? Patchouli? Am I saying it correctly? Patchouli, okay. Is best known for being a defining scent of American center culture movement in the 60s and the 70s. It's calming, earthly aroma. No, it's not. It's among the free-spirited hippies. Yeah, it's the smell of it even looks like trash. It looks like trash. Patchouli looks like legit trash. It just looks like dried up leaves. Didn't you guys have like moms that had that perfume and those like the fine china? Maybe this is just my mother. She had those fine china like bowls, and they kind of curve up, and then like there's a smaller hole where like it just seems very counterproductive to have such a big thing, such a big bowl thing, and have such a small hole, and then you just stick potpourri in it, and it's just like crushed up potpourri. It's just crushed up like smelling herbs and shit, and you just put it in there, and that's what it looks like. It looks like that, but this is way worse, dude. The patchouli is one of the worst smelling things in the world. It just smells like you've given up a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I have a mustache, and I can barely have facial hair, and I have a mustache. So we all have a thing, okay? We all have the thing, but at least my thing doesn't smell. You just look at me and squint, and your eyes kind of burn a little. But that's about it. That's it. But it's just you could just take baths. Do proper hygiene for periods and stuff. If male or female, I don't, because apparently both of us can have them though. Crazy. That's awesome and weird, I guess. Whatever. That is a thing. Be you. If it doesn't hurt, like in retrospect, because I really don't give a shit. I don't care. It's hilarious. If you want to be part of the group, you have to be able to deal with getting made fun of. That's how I look at it. If we all want to be in this group, we all want to be accepting, then we all should be able to take a fucking joke. Myself included. We're all in it. We're all in it together, right? Yeah, we all hold hands and sit around a bonfire for fuck's sakes, which is also awful if there's wind, because then it hits you, and then you have to move away from it. Then you move away from it, then it's cold, and then you move towards it, then it just winds, and then all that smoke gets in your eyes. This is life, I guess. This is first world problems. First world. Do you hear that thing that apparently, like, a lot of men think about the Roman Empire, which is hilarious because it is so true. I think about the Roman Empire 5 times, probably every day at work, at least once in a while. I think of the Roman Empire. I'm like, what were they doing back? Were they doing shit like this too? Like, there had been a guy that was thinking like me back then. Certain thoughts, like he had the same things. Like, it's just we haven't, as much as we want to say that we've evolved, we really haven't evolved that much in that sense, because we all have the same basic thoughts sometimes, most of the time. Like, it's just, so I'm like, what are they doing? Just everything. But it's just funny. But it was a funny thing to think about. It's like, yeah, I actually kind of do. I think about it in one way or the other. Even this week, I had a conversation, like a couple of conversations about the Roman Empire at work. That's just what happens in the world. It's just, you always hear it as a man. It's just always a conversation you kind of can always overhear. There's one it's one you have with yourself, and there's one you have with your friend. It's one of those things. It's basically the what do they call it? The Holy Trinity of a man's thoughts thing. It's just the Roman Empire thing. It's just that is it. I don't know. Halfway through that, I was like, I don't know what I'm talking about. What else do I have here? That alien stuff. Oh, man. So it's so funny how growing up, I would watch so much alien stuff growing up, and I loved it. I love alien stuff. I love watching alien movies, alien documentaries, alien stuff. And there's always a bit of, when you're watching those things, you're like, that's cool. That's awesome. That's interesting that this happened to you, but you have no proof. There's no evidence, one. Or there's the people who are like, oh yeah, this happened, and then like, these people gave me these classified documents, but I can't show you anything. It's like, then why would you even say it? If you can't show me, why are you talking about it? Because now that I know that someone gave them to you, that guy who gave them to you is gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? Like now there's at least some evidence of you and I maybe possibly being connected, and I gave you this information. Like, dude, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, it's bullshit. And then they show you, now they're like starting to show you these people, because I just think we're just all crazy, and I think we just all want something to be real. We want something that we're like, okay, we can just say fuck it with paying these like student loans. We can say fuck it with paying mortgages. We can say fuck it till the world. We can just say fuck it to all of it. And then in fucking the Mexican Congress, Mexico, they show these fake aliens, and you're like, you're looking at them, you're like, they're 1,000-year-old mummified aliens, and they found them in Peru. And there wasn't a single moment when I was like, oh my God, there might be aliens. There was not one. It just looked like, dude, it looked like, to me, it looked like a piece of cardboard. And they just like sprinkled like, like that fake cheese, that Parmesan white cheese, shaky cheese. Yeah. They sprayed a bunch of that on it, and it just looked fake as hell. On like velvet. The only positive thing about the whole thing was on velvet, so it looked halfway decent. It looked presentable at least, but it looked like just paper mache. Awful thing. And you're just like, oh man, like, so this is what we're doing now? Like, this is way worse than like the people calling up on like radio shows, and like the people this is worse than watching those awful Discovery documentaries on aliens, and like, when we come back from the commercial, you'll find out what happened, and then just like, yeah, and then we didn't find any information. We don't know. Aliens still could be out there. Bye. And the episode just ends. It's worse than this. You're just like, you're just showing me dumb shit. You think I'm that dumb? What do you think? It's got to be that mental illness, and that people think we're just dumb. People think we're dumb enough to fall for something like that. But it's not until someone's got to be holding a fucking alien. If you hold an alien, hold its hand, and it walks out, I will at least give you a second. I'm like, okay, all right. What do we got here? What's going on? What's going on here? But until you can't give me some fossilized thing, I'm like, this it's fake. What's so funny is like that's fake, but then I can go to a museum and I look at a dinosaur. I'm like, that's real. That's a good estimate of what that thing probably looked like, or what it could have been. That thing was huge. At least there's evidence, somewhat evidence. But it's the devil buried them. The devil buried those fossils so we could dig them up, and then we could question God. That would be hilarious if that's true and we get up to heaven and you're just walking with God. You're just walking around with him or a thing. And he's like, yeah, that's the one thing I never understood. Like, all y'all really believed that there's these big old things. Like, why would I do that? Like, it was hard enough for y'all to live in the environment that I gave you there. What makes you think this 20-foot lizard would be able to survive? Imagining that God in heaven words are English, it is weird. It's all weird. It's all different. As you can tell, like I'm just slowly just trying to like, yeah. Let's get to the end of this podcast. One thing I just don't understand, that how the rest of the world can eat white rice and no one freaks out about it. They don't ever freak out about it. They're just like, they just eat it. In America, it's like people look so down on you. Like, you eat white rice? Like, do you not understand that there's brown rice? It's like, yeah, well, maybe I just, I can see the rest of the world. It's literally everyone else but us will eat white rice all the time. They eat it with every meal, and they're fine, completely fine, completely fine. But us, we're like, oh, why are you doing that? It's like, it's not that bad. I'm just saying, just eat less of it at the time when you're eating it, and you maybe all that white rice that you eat in that one meal, break it up into 3 meals, and your body can just eat it and digest it, and it just makes it just helps you out. Maybe just do that. Have you thought about that? It's not that bad. Rice is not that bad. It's like white rice, brown rice. I'm not saying you don't eat brown rice. I'm just saying, like, maybe people like the taste of white rice over brown rice. It's just, life. And, and then you're just in a room in a dry fit polo talking to yourself in a microphone. I got about a minute left on this podcast. If you've gotten this far, woof. I lost steam about 14 minutes in. So, but we did it. We finished another one. Oh, God. I probably really should get a co-host or some shit like that. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys on I still got like 40 seconds left. Yeah. I'm going to put my sunglasses back on because that's what I do. Makes it a lot easier to look into the lights, though. Not going to lie to you. All right. Well, be safe. Wash your hands. Drink water. Pick up a hobby. Do something. I'm going to go watch football. Fuck yeah. All right, bye.